after an investigation found that notorious billionaire Louis Liebenberg paid millions in legal expenses to support his several court fights. Former South African President Jacob Zuma is once again under investigation. Before we continue, please kindly subscribe to our channel. Turn on the notification bell so as to get all our updates. In an attempt to damage Zuma's reputation, the investigation, which has been looking into the source of these monies, came to the conclusion that he must return the money and declare it stolen. Legal fees for Zuma's many corruption charges, including those involving the notorious weapons deal and the most recent parole scandal, were paid using the aforementioned sums, which are believed to be over 12 million rand. Zuma allegedly received these monies from diamond trader Liebenberg in what has been called an unusual and maybe illegal transaction. The investigation's conclusions indicate that Liebenberg transferred the funds via a convoluted web of trusts and businesses, eventually paying Zuma's legal expenses. Authorities are already taking action to recoup the funds from the former president after these financial donations raised severe concerns about the arrangement's morality and legality. The investigation, which was presided over by Judge Phillip Zondo, also revealed that Liebenberg has been the subject of a number of legal troubles, including claims of tax evasion and dubious business dealings. Due of his tight relationship with Zuma, both men are now in the public eye as investigators look more closely at their financial ties. According to an inquiry representative, this is an obvious instance of utilizing stolen funds to pay for legal bills. The money that Mr. Liebenberg provided to Mr. Zuma came from questionable sources, and we will be trying to make sure that this money is reimbursed. The former president was unaware of the dubious origin of the cash, according to Zuma's legal team, which has strongly denied any wrongdoing. Zweli Mani, his spokeswoman, said in a statement on Wednesday that Zuma had received Liebenberg's financial aid as part of a long-standing personal connection and had behaved in good faith. According to Mani, former President Zuma did not solicit any illicit donations. He believed that all donations were morally righteous, and he accepted assistance from a friend. This is an attempt to damage his reputation with political motivations. Opposition parties, including the Democratic Alliance, DA, and the Economic Freedom Fighters, EFF, have called for Zuma to not only repay the money but also face further legal repercussions as a result of the inquiry's findings. John Steenhuisen, the head of the DA, said that this was just one more illustration of the corrupt culture that characterized Zuma's government. The South African taxpayers who have already suffered under the Zuma regime are being betrayed by this, stated Steenhuisen. He should be held responsible for taking monies that were obviously contaminated in addition to repaying the money. The National Prosecuting Authority, NPA, has received the inquiry findings and will decide whether to file further charges against Liebenberg and Zuma. Legal experts think that if pressure increases, Zuma's continuing legal problems may become furthermore complicated. The former president may face more charges if the NPA chooses to continue the case, which would make it more difficult for him to avoid court appearances in the future. The story sparked a rapid public and political response, with many wondering whether Zuma would follow the order to return the money or if he would face further legal challenges. For the time being, the investigation has prepared the ground for another court case involving the former president of South Africa. Once again, ANC National Chairperson Gwede Mantashe has blamed former President Jacob Zuma for the party's recent election defeats in KwaZulu-Natal, Gauteng, and portions of Mpumalanga. Ndledlana Mantashe, who spoke during a funeral in Gugulethu in memory of the late former Labour Minister Mantashe, chastised Zuma for allegedly weakening the ANC's election success in these areas. According to Mantashe, Zuma's influence seriously hurt the ANC's support base, particularly in regions where the party has historically had high levels of support. We suffered significant election losses in KwaZulu-Natal, Gauteng, and the southern regions of Mpumalanga due to former President Jacob Zuma. Mantashe said that the Inkatha Freedom Party, IFP, had also been impacted by Zuma's participation. Mantashe claims that although many people seem to support the ANC by wearing its branded t-shirts and attending party-sponsored events, they eventually vote for Zuma's breakaway party, the Umkhonto we Sizwe, MK, party. When it came time to cast their ballots, many chose the MK party even though they had eaten ANC cuisine and worn ANC t-shirts to the polling places. Mantashe moaned,